we can have a little background music and have some fun. But yeah, man. So welcome to Real Estate vs. Technology Unleashed today with a special guest in podcast episode and talk about like minds over here. We got matching vehicles, which we're gonna have some fun afterwards. And I was like, bring your GTR, right? Anyways, let's introduce the gentleman that we have with us. So we have Jason. He's over here in top 1% in Arizona, crushing it. I see him all the time on Instagram, mainly on Facebook, just putting out content like you wouldn't believe. Radio show 20 years plus. Went to ASU, never left. Welcome to Real Estate vs. Technology, man. Excited to have you on.
Thanks for having me in. I appreciate it. And yes, I did pull up and saw your GTR backed into the garage. The beast, it's just looking, it fits in there perfect, doesn't it? It's just sitting there,
perfect,
waiting to get taken out.
Absolutely perfect. And it's funny that you said that because, yeah, it was gone. I mean, I was out of the country for three weeks, got back, and then I broke the drive shaft. So when I got back, I put it back in. And after having the drive shaft, little car talk, after having the drive shaft put in, I had a guy, his name's Brad, owns a shop up in Salt Lake City, Utah. And he's like, it's probably the ETS unit's fucked. He's all, if you break that normally, unless you have like a hopping situation of the wheels, it's the ETS and the transfer of the torque's off.
Yeah.
And so it broke, and he was right.
Yeah. So I had to replace mine at one point too.
Did you?
Yeah. And then they said, hey, you may as well just do the carbon fiber one. I said, okay, let's do it.
Oh,
so did you do that? Did you do the carbon fiber?
So I went through, and this is great for anyone who loves cars out there. Nissan GTRs, check them out, R35s. So I did not. I went through RIP drive shaft. So I was going to go through a couple local guys here west, and then another gentleman, I think it's Bob, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Bob, up north there in Peoria.
Yes, Bob. And so
Bob Sobey,
shout out, and GTR technician. And it was interesting because I went through them and then got it all done, and it was definitely built to hold at least 3,000 plus horsepower. I'm not really trying to go there, but it can. And it was funny. I brought it to Brad. I shipped it out to him. He fixed it, and that's the first thing he said. He's like, "Man, that drive shaft looks like a whole lot of horsepower, huh?" It's like because they actually shaved down the bell housing to fit it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, with these GTRs, the things that I found is that you always want to kind of go, if you're going to be replacing something, then go overkill with it. It's better to have it be more resilient to the power that those things put out because it's stupid. It's stupid power.
It is stupid power. And so I said, bring your GTR. That's how we actually, I think, at the end of the day, connected because of cars, mutual cars. And it's also great too. I'm glad to have you on because I haven't had too many hosts of other shows on. So the fact that you've been hosting your own show for 20 years is actually, this is a great dynamic here. I'm like, oh man, who's hosting the show?
Yeah, you can kind of see the differences because you're with podcasts, I'm with actual live radio.
Yeah.
So I got to watch my P's and Q's. You don't. I do. I'm on the radio. So now I can have some fun here and just kind of let my hair down, if you will. Right?
Good. Yeah. Enjoy yourself. That's why we're on Real Estate vs. Technology Unleashed. A little bit of tech, a little bit of real estate, all things from the beginning. So you've been in the business for a lot of years.
30 years now.
30. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
And you've seen everything. You've seen the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads. And you're still here, you're still rocking it, and you're still freaking on top. So
not only that, Norman, I've seen, from when I was 9 years old. So back in, now I'm really aging myself because I heard that you graduated high school in 05.
Yeah.
I'm late 80s.
Well, hey, it's all good.
It is. I just hide my gray.
Look at this guy. He looks great. Here, let me, if you're watching this right now on YouTube, he's a good-looking guy, man. My wife's like, you got some nice-looking teeth.
No kidding, right? Pressed white strips.
Yeah, they're good to go to keep you fresh and white. But, I don't know. I think the age thing is just a number. At the end of the day, I could tell that you got great energy. You're still showing up like it was day one. And that's all that matters at the end of the day.
But check this out. So what I was saying is back in 1980s when my mom got into real estate initially, I was 9 years old. So I've seen it from way back when. I remember 1980. In fact, I saved newspaper articles from back then showing interest rates at 19, 21%.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. So I still have this stuff. And it's amazing to flip through this stuff back in the archives and read about the housing market back in the day. It's crazy to kind of read that and be like, wow, interest rates are 21%. Here's how much homes were in the Bay Area, which was $150,000. That same house right now. And you being from the Bay, you know this.
Yep.
Those homes that were $150 back then are $2.2 million on the peninsula. Now, who would have ever thought
crazy?
That? Yeah, and that's the way that I look at the Arizona market too. It's like people here locally, they don't. A lot of them don't get it. They're like, God, that house is way overpriced.
Yeah.
Or being from the Bay Area, we were saying that shit back in the 80s and 90s, and now that house is tripled, quadrupled in price. So it can happen. There's no doubt, especially with people over the last 3 years when COVID started, people from Pacific Northwest, California, New York, all these big money states coming here in droves. Over half my buyers were people out of state.
Wow.
And they're seeing these prices. They're like, this is nothing.
Dude, it's all perspective, right?
It really is.
At the end of the day, that's what my wife and I did too, coming out here 3 years ago. We're like, whoa, tri-level townhouse, 2-bedroom, 2.5 or 1.5 bath, and then come out here. Now we're at a 3,300 square foot, 6-bedroom house. We're like, okay, thank you.
By the way, I love what you've done with your place too. This is pretty cool.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
around
it.
Every corner is a new theme, and it just looks awesome.
Dude, thank you. Because at the end of the day, we said, F this. We're not dealing with it again. We're out of California. Arizona, it's a lot more relaxed. Neighbors are waving at you. I love it out here. It was in California like 20 years ago. We said, if we're getting locked down again, we're going to have a lockdown house. That way, the house is set up where, podcast studio to do what you got to do here, to hit in the gym. I didn't even show you the gym room yet and everything else, but I appreciate that. Man.
Yeah, you got it.
That's what life's about, dude. You got to have fun.
I'm drinking this goddamn tea here, dude. This is your wife. This is like one-stop shop now. I'm glad I walked here because I'm going to be buying tea for your wife.
You come in, we take care of you. It's a vibe, bro.
It is.
It's a vibe. At the end of the day, go to the office, the whole nine. That's great. If you go to the office after COVID for us, it completely changed the game. And I'm just like, no, I'm working from home. I'm enjoying myself. I'm bringing people in and letting them get a taste of kind of how we roll. And why not? Life's short. At the end of the day, we love to share. That's one thing we love doing. That's why we have the Airbnb here. We have a room that we rent. We don't need this much space. It's myself, my 5-year-old daughter, my wife. It's like, come on, right? And so I'm just appreciative of the fact that you came and got on the show, gave me an opportunity, bro.
All day long, baby. All day long. Let's go.
Let's go. So your family comes from real estate. This is where it stems from.
Yes.
So this is generational. How many generations now?
It's just one. Just both mom and dad. My dad's a broker in California and in Arizona. Doesn't do anything with it, but he's a broker.
Got it.
And then my mom did real estate over 40 years, just at a high level. She did resale, and then she got into new home sales and did very, very well.
Okay.
Sold to people in the Bay Area, to the likes of Joe Montana,
Ronaldo
Nehemiah, just guys from the 49ers and the Giants back in the day. Then went back into resale, and now she's retired, and both mom and dad now moved from the Bay Area out here.
Okay.
So, mom lives in a golf community. My dad lives in a golf community. And
nice.
My brother went to ASU like I did, and he's out here as well.
Okay. So is the brother also in the business, or did he decide to go somewhere else?
He is not. He's doing something else.
Okay. That's awesome.
But working for himself, which is good.
That's great. So what was is there one thing that you could take from your mom's hard work back in the day, watching her do what she did, that you could still apply today to your business?
She is someone to really, really look up to. And the reason I say that is because her work ethic is just crazy. Her honesty and which is what every realtor should be, is just very straightforward, not thinking about your pocketbook first.
Amen.
Which are so many damn realtors out there, which gives some of us a bad name. But you know what? When you work hard and you have the experience and you build a name for yourself and you do good, you will be wildly successful. Don't think about your wallet first. Think about your client first, because when the deals come in, you're closing deals, then your wallet gets taken care of.
Exactly.
It's interesting how that works, isn't it?
It's very interesting. And it's interesting because a lot of individuals get into this business thinking that, like, oh yeah, I see this person, that person, quick cash, get a commission check, and then they go buy that car, that purse, that whatever. And then I've had agents actually reach out to us, thanks to our sponsor, Lift Off Agent Side, having like a $50,000 tax application. They're like, we gotta cancel services. I'm like, you need to do more than cancel services. $50,000 in taxes. Yeah. You got to pay yourself a paycheck here, Like,
that is something, hey, Norman, that's something that a lot of new realtors out there do, okay? Because some of us that have been doing this an awful long time, like myself, I get a lot of referrals. So I get a lot of referrals from friends and family, and then it just kind of keeps going from there and keeps going from there.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, the brand new agents come in, they may sell that one home. So during COVID, all you had to do was wake up and you could sell a home. So you wake up, right? You sell that home, you get your 25, 30,000 commission, and then that brand new realtor goes out and buys that G-Wagon. All of a sudden they got $2,000, $3,000 a month payments. But now when the market turns a little bit, you need to kind of pivot and do your thing. All the people that are brand new in real estate start panicking. All of a sudden they're behind on house payments, rent payments, car payments. You just don't do that. And that's the thing that I've taught people for so many years, is how to eventually become debt free.
I love that.
It's similar to the I always want to say Gordon Ramsay, but Dave Ramsey.
Talk it.
It's similar to that guy, right? So he's talking about certain things, but I kind of apply it more, very, very strict to real estate, because there are really, really good ways to get into homes, whether it's flipping homes, doing the Airbnb thing like you guys are doing, like we're doing as a family.
Yeah.
And man, when you get debt free, and it takes some more, I'm 52, so it took me till 43 years or 43, 44 years old to become completely debt free.
Okay.
But man, if I can get my hands on someone's that are in their 20s or young 30s, bro, you will be so far ahead of the game on what your friends are doing. Don't buy G-Wagons, don't buy boats until you can pay cash. Because man, that'll hold you down.
I love that, man. I love that. Yeah, it's so true out there. Anyone listening and viewing, definitely think about that. At the end of the day, it's nice to look, good, whatever, nice suits, nice clothes, nice bags, nice cars. But at the end of the day, you have nothing to prove to anyone but your own ego at that point. And then you get past your ego, past yourself, and you're like, all right, it's here to show up for others and serve and support. And how have you kept with integrity being the first thing throughout these years? Was it just because mom and dad instilled that to you from the beginning? Because as soon as you start seeing the actual money, how did you tame the beast?
Man, I almost think it's just got to be built into someone's character.
I like
that. I'm not sure if you can be taught that kind of stuff. I think it starts with your upbringing.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're brought up a certain way, it really depends. I have some friends out there that were brought up a completely different way, and they do business different. And the bad kind of business, where it's like them first.
Yeah.
Fuck everyone else, right?
Yeah.
But let's make the money, and then whatever happens on the back end happens on the back end. But I've always been one of those guys. You got to take care of people first, because then it just comes to you. And building experience too. There's so many damn flippers out there. In fact, I get texts and calls from them damn near every day.
I can imagine.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, have you ever done your own deal with your own money? They have a hard time answering that, because it's all other people's money. They're just kind of a quick middleman.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't even licensed. So it's just, you see it all in real estate, man.
And Arizona is the state to be doing the fix and flip and all the things. And the 2-1 buy down whole thing, which, is a whole other story. And it's interesting how Arizona is such a big deal out there. So how do you kind of skim through and look for the diamonds in the rough, or someone that you want to even work with and give an opportunity to, or do you stay away from that?
Well, I think right now, I've really pivoted when it comes to, because I did over 800 flips from mid-09 to 14.
Wow. Congratulations.
I was doing a ton of flips, not just with my own money, but clients from all over the world.
Okay.
And we would handle it from acquisition at the courthouse steps to doing full remodels on them, and then I would sell them on the back end. So it was a one-stop shop type situation.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't so much do the flips. Now, if I get something that falls into my lap, or I have someone that calls and says, hey, we want to just get out of our home, great, I'll do it. So right now, I'm more focused on just 100% residential real estate, buys and sells. Last year, I did 35 million myself. And that pays the bills. So that pays the bills,
I love that.
And we just have a small boutique company, Results Realty. We have a handful of agents, and we all stay busy. It's just fun.
I love that. And sometimes it's nice. Just keep it simple, stupid. You don't have to get overcomplicated with things.
No, and not only that, Norman, when I've had a bigger team, when I had 10 or 12 people that expect me to almost do all the work and just throw deals in their laps, those are the people that are just a massive time suck. And I found out that my personal income went down when I'm dealing with team members that don't want to work. Not many people want to work nowadays.
No.
I know this is completely foreign to you because you work, but there are a lot of people that just don't work and expect stuff just to fly out of the sky, land on their face, and they make money. So once I cut those people and bring people on that actually want to work, it's happy day.
And and I 100% know where you're coming from, because that's why we went to the Philippines. And it's like, we went offshore. And I went over to the Philippines, just got back about 3 weeks ago. We just went to Korea, met my partner there. He's actually Korean, and his grandfather lived there. And then we had 4 of our executive team members from the Philippines fly over, and then went back to the Philippines, myself, my wife, my daughter. And it made me respect and be so much more appreciative of what we have and understand why they work so hard, because they're the first in their generation to do what they're doing in this type of world from the tech industry. A lot of them were supposed to be nurses or doctors or what have you. And it's just so gratifying. I feel so grateful to give them that opportunity, because unfortunately, if you're watching right now, a lot of people in America are just entitled. And I feel like there's too much handout, especially after COVID and stimulus and all the things. And I think that didn't really, it's like, where's the backbone of our people, man?
Yeah. No, 100%. And I was doing Costa Rica back from 06 to 08.
Yeah.
Lost a ton of money there because the entire real estate market worldwide turned.
Oh my God, I can imagine.
So lost a bunch of money there, which was not fun, but I learned. And that's the thing is from the when you're getting kicked in the ass in real estate, you better learn from it so you don't make that mistake again. So now, what I learned from that was stay in my own backyard.
Yeah.
I mean, doing other countries, doing real estate, it's a lot of fun. It could have been really gratifying, but it was one of those things where the market turned, and it didn't just affect us here. It was worldwide. Yeah. But the thing that I did learn going there is you could be walking down the street, and the guys that are digging ditches in the street that are working with the flak jackets on, or the orange vests on.
Yep.
They have no money, but they are some of the happiest people in that particular culture in Costa Rica. And what I realized from that is it's not money that makes you happy.
No.
It's literally it's a lifestyle, it's a choice, it's who's surrounding you, what kind of people you have around you.
Amen.
But man, that's what I learned is I always wanted to be the $50 million guy, the guy that makes $50 million and I can just do and say what I want. No, ain't happening that way. Right now, I just want to be comfortable. I want to be completely debt free. And if I can get, our Airbnbs, which we own, it's all cash flow.
Yeah.
So if things slow down, like things have slowed down the last year and a half with interest rates, I'm fine.
Yes.
My family's fine. My kids are fine. I got 17-year-old triplets that bleed me dry of money.
Oh my God. I saw that post. Happy birthday. Yeah, I was like, hold on, whoa, they all look the same. And my wife's a twin, so I told her, and she's not identical fraternal, but I was, what? I was like, check this out. I didn't even show the picture yet, but I told her this morning. That's a freaking side note. Squirrel. But it's so true. It is so freaking true. I saw a post, and it was like kids in America. Oh, I want $1 million. Oh, I want $50 million. Oh, I want the Lamborghini. And then it was like Costa Rica, kids in Costa Rica. For example, say on topic here, and it was like, I want meat.
Yes.
I want shoes.
Yes.
It was a completely different perspective, which is just crazy. But I want to touch a little bit on the Airbnb and the passive thing, because you struck a chord. Because I think so many people are now with the high interest rates, low inventory. Even my sister-in-law she lives in Blackhawk, California. Shout out Liftoff agent.
Swanky.
She's swanky, man. She bought a home in Blackhawk, man. Congratulations, Michelle Lewis. She was on the podcast. She's actually a Liftoff agent. So I sponsored the show. She's one of our clients there. And, she's feeling it. And she really doesn't have that passive residual. And I heard there's a stat of 87% of licensed real estate professionals in the state of America or in the country of America, they don't have any passive income.
Interesting.
And so very, very interesting. So how does that work for you? When did you kind of get started with this passive, and how does it work for someone who's listening, and would you give some suggestions? So
I got started in investing in real estate. Gosh, what year was it? It was a bit before 04. So it had to be 2001. I was selling new homes at the time. So I started my career in 94 through 2004 selling new homes.
Got it.
And when you buy new homes, you really kind of see what the game is, because you're buying at the very beginning of a development.
Yeah.
And if you can buy then, and over the course of 6 to 8 months, while prices are going up, you have built-in equity the day that it closes.
Wow.
So several of those when I was working for the builder, we either kept or we sold right away. And if we sold right away, we made 30 or 40,000, somewhere around there, that the homes have gone up over 8 months.
Yeah.
Or we kept them, and then we had income, but we had to finance them. That's how you start. Is at some point you start by financing properties if you can't cash flow them, but you just got to get involved.
I like that.
I mean, that's the main thing, is just getting involved, getting started. Because heck, I mean, if you can make $300, $400, $500 a month on just passive income, plus you have the write-offs. Plus there's so much more. You talk with your accountant about all the write-offs, tax write-offs, and things like that.
Yeah.
Depreciation.
Yeah.
But there's so many ways to take advantage of real estate versus not doing real estate at all. If you don't do real estate, if you're not even in the game, you can't take advantage of any of the benefits.
Nothing.
So once you get to a point to where you can actually cash flow your first property, so think about that for a minute. You all of a sudden, you're not worrying about any kind of vacancy, because you're not having to carry a property.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Total game changer. All of a sudden, when you own it cash, everything that's coming in, things are way more predictable. So on one of our Airbnbs, check this out. One of our Airbnbs is over by Intel at Rural and Chandler.
Okay.
So one of my wife's friends from high school back in the day, her parents lived there from 1985, bought it brand new in 85.
Wow.
So then 3 years ago, she calls, Jen's friend calls her and says, hey, my parents are looking at selling. Were you guys interested in buying? They're kind of hoarders. The place is packed with stuff. It's all original. So we go over there and we look at it. Great location, no HOA.
Okay.
1650 square foot, 2-story. It's a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath.
Okay.
With a diving pool. Okay.
That's
so
cool.
So we're like, okay, what do you guys want to sell for? And they said, if we could get somewhere in the low 300s, somewhere around there. Now, remember, this is when COVID started. So
okay.
The big spike.
Okay.
So we said, okay, so we came to a price at 330.
Yeah.
We put 90,000 in it. We completely remodeled it. So we were into it for 420. Brand new pool. I mean, it looks beautiful.
Wow.
Well, now the place is worth 650.
Let's go.
And we were Airbnb-ing it. You wouldn't think, you're like, okay, in Chandler by Intel, that's not like a destination place. That's not like Torreon. It's not like San Diego near the beach.
Yep.
Well, believe it or not, that one outperformed our Torreon place.
I believe it.
Rented all the time. So then we had a family that came in that just opened a new business, and they stayed there for 2 weeks as an Airbnb.
Okay.
And then and Eric tells me, the guy that was staying there, he goes, Jason, we'd be interested because we need some work experience under our belt to be able to qualify for a home.
Yeah.
Could we stay in it for a year? So I talked to Jen and I'm like, all right, so here's what we were making on it. Heck, let's just throw a number out there. So we said $4,500 a month. This is for 1650 square feet.
Wow.
$4,500 a month, paid up front the whole year, which is $54,000 plus a $5,000 deposit.
Yeah.
He goes, done. Wrote a check. So now we're not covering utilities.
Holy moly.
We're not having the cleaner. We're not doing any of that stuff. So that right there, a paid off home, $54,000 check is income. Boom, just like that. Don't have to worry about any managing. Now I told him, I said, I want to do the landscape, which is super low maintenance in the pool, because I always get my eyes on it. I'm always there looking at it. And that's the key, is you got to keep your eyes on a property.
Yeah.
Got to keep your eyes on a property.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I answered your question or not, but there's so many ways to get in real estate. My best advice is get around a mentor, someone who's done it, and someone who's done it multiple times.
I love that.
Look at your situation, sit down, kind of map it out. You may have to start with a smaller home, or if you have the wherewithal to go a little bit bigger in a fantastic location, and always look at resale value. Look at location. That's huge. You always want to look at the end game. And if you can buy a home near something like spring training in Scottsdale.
Yep.
That's why Old Town Scottsdale, all those slump block homes off of Scottsdale and Thomas and Dow, fantastic locations.
I love that. I love that. No, it's actually so true. Speaking a little bit about the intel, so you did answer it. I think if you guys want to go deeper with that, comment below. We'd love to answer any questions that you have here. Of course, you can reach out to Jason. All of his information is down below. But Intel is actually a quick story. First Airbnb guest here at this house, just renting one of the rooms. Guy was working. He's a union pipe fitter at Intel. And then he actually has a place that's not too far from Intel in Chandler. And now he's renting one of his rooms, and he's leasing the home to get some cash flow himself. So even if you rent, you could actually, there's arbitrage and other things that you could do too to be able to cash flow. But right now, I feel like Arizona is one of the booming markets for the workforce. We literally, the house that's not next to us, the house that's over here, kitty corner to the left, we run that under Airbnb management. We get 20% management fee. The guy's a private pilot. He's super busy. And his guy that he's working for right now, they own in Washington. He just bought that house at the top of the market. Now he's stuck. And then now he has a place that he's renting on top of the other two homes in Vegas, because that's where the CEO is. He flies for it. So they saw that we're doing the room. He said, let's Airbnb our spot. And so we have 3 workers that are living in the home right now. They absolutely loved it. They stayed for like $4,000 for like 2 months or 2 weeks. Now they're going to be there for all the way throughout the rest of the year. It was like $8,000. They've already spent $12,000 to be in that home literally for, we'll say, 2 months. It's just crazy.
There's so many ways to do it.
Many ways.
If you have a home, an Airbnb, let's say that's in a no HOA community, it even could be in an HOA community, whatever. But let's say you're sitting on some land. You got a big double gate on the side. Maybe you want to rent it out to people storing their boats. There is no boat storage anywhere in the valley. It's so hard to get, and it's so expensive. But like what you're saying, if you can live in a house and rent out a couple of your rooms to offset it, maybe even cash flow in your own home. Fantastic.
That's exactly. So anyone who's listening and watching, you can literally do that yourself. And that's what my wife and I were thinking, like, okay, got the room, great. Got the Airbnb, great. So cash flow. And I think the best cash flow month was $2,700 off the one and $800 off the other. And then now we just sell one of our flips. And so going a little deeper in the subject matter for y'all listeners and viewers out there. So we're like, well, why don't we just keep it close to home? Because the closer you are to home, to the whole process, and you can manage it and you can be around it and you can actually understand it. We could do an ADU in the backyard. Boom. That could turn into a pool house class ADU. That could be maybe better than going and trying to find something, because we're looking at Tulsa, Oklahoma, and different places to potentially buy. Got a client out there, but at the end of the day, I love the fact that you can even do pool rentals. It's crazy these days on what you could do.
You can get super, super creative out there.
Yes.
And so many people right now. So one of my lender buddies, you know, I'm like, hey, are you doing a lot of refis? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, what are the refis? Why would someone refi right now when rates are in the low sevens? And he goes, what they're doing is they're doing cash out refis. So they're paying that 7%, 8% on that dough, but then they're paying off 30% high interest rate credit cards. And like I always say, saving money is the same as making money.
Yeah.
Anytime you can save money, it's like you're making money. So if you can pay off 30% credit cards with 8% money,
there you go.
And again, another benefit of owning a home.
Yes.
And that's why when I do the radio show, it's my number one goal is to get people out of their rental situation. Because rentals are not cheap.
No.
In many cases, you can get into a home and be a homeowner for less than you can getting into a damn rental nowadays.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So look into it.
I love that. So let's go into a little bit of the show. So radio show, 20 years plus. How did that even come about? Let alone, links are down below. Go check out his show. And I want to learn a little bit about that.
Here's how that started. So remember when I say I was selling new homes from 94 through 04. So in 2000, it started in about the year 2000, 2001.
Got it.
Is we had investors following my new home sales partner and I. So his partner at the time was this guy named Carl. I was selling it at Continental Homes.
Okay.
And we both ran two different communities and we're just cranking through homes. So we had investors that were buying 10 homes at a time from us.
Wow.
And so then there was a guy on radio. His name was Brian, gosh dang it. Real World of Real Estate. He was 7 feet tall, the tallest dude in real estate.
Wow.
And he did a show called The Real World of Real Estate. He goes, Jason, I want you on the show. And this is at KKNT 960 AM. He goes, I want you on the show to kind of talk about what you do, because no one sells as many new homes as you do. And I said, yeah,
let's go.
It's pretty good. So got on his show and we were getting anywhere from in the course of an hour. His name's Brian Baird. Okay. So in the course of an hour, and because I haven't seen the dude in 20 something years now.
A minute.
But yeah, so in the course of an hour, we were getting anywhere from 10 to 15 live calls, which he's never gotten before. So he invited me a few more times on the show. We were getting calls. Hey, I have questions for Jason, blah, blah, blah. So then the radio show called me direct and said, hey, we've been getting people calling into the show saying, when's Jason going to be on next? So what they ended up doing is they offered me a radio spot and paid for it for the first year.
Wow.
So I was like, good, I'll do a radio show. So then that's where the Real Estate Power Hour came about in 2003. And we just haven't looked back. And it's just based on educating people, talking real estate, talking mortgage finance, having great guests on like you on the show.
Wow.
And just talking shop. And then you can listen to us in your car every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m.
There you go, dude. That's freaking awesome, dude. Yeah. That's super cool. I mean, no, it's true. And there needs to be more resources like that for people to be able to tune into and check out, because I feel like a lot of people out there now are, been there, done that. We're getting sick and tired of the rent, sick and tired of the BS. Stop with the, come on. Life's short. We want to enjoy. We want to do things. We want to travel, whatever. And I feel like real estate is where it is. And, some people say Web 3.0 or whatever else. And, real estate, passive income, write-offs. How could you go wrong?
If you have a passion for it, and that's the thing is you got to have a passion for this business. For me, it doesn't even feel like work. And when you can find a job that doesn't feel like work, I think you've found your right career. Yeah. And for me, I just really enjoy it. Love helping people. Love the end result, whether it's just me selling your home for top dollar or finding you your next dream home or getting you into an investment property. It's just fun.
Yeah. What 100%, a little round applause for that. I feel like, let's go. Yeah. But that's the thing. Whoever's listening and viewing, you got to do what you love. And I know that sounds cliche. And a lot of, whatever gurus and people that are like, whatever, make all this money or saying this crap. But realistically, whatever it is, you can work for someone too. Just do something that gets you out of bed, gets you excited. And when you do it, you just don't think about it. If you're doing something that you have to be like, what time is it? Oh, I can't wait to get home, drink that beer, smoke that doobie, whatever. Like, that's not where you want to be. You want to be at a job that you love. We're not on the radio here. It's unleashed. So I'm unleashing it here.
That's what I love it.
And so, I love that. And so for you, like, is it set schedule? Do you just kind of go throughout the day? Like, how do you kind of, because you do what you love, right? So is every day obviously different? So how does it give us a day in the life with Jason?
Let's go. So day in the life is I wake up at 4:50 a.m.
I'm right there with you.
All right, good.
All right.
Just before 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Go to 9 Round Fitness, get the boxing, kickboxing, and weights out of the way.
Adios. All right.
Okay, good.
All right.
And so we finish that up, and I'm done right after 6 p.m. I get home. So once I get home, I just kind of relax a little bit, have breakfast, and just get started on the day. I have no set schedule whatsoever, but I find things to do. And that's the big hurdle with being self-employed.
Yes.
Is so many real estate agents, they always have their lunch on the schedule, right?
Yeah, of course.
They always got lunch on schedule. But aside from that, it's hard to put yourself to work unless you're surrounded by some kind of a team that's holding you accountable.
Yes.
You got to have that real estate, maybe some kind of a mentor, but you got to get on a team and utilize that team aspect to keep yourself motivated.
Yes.
Now, if you're a self-motivated person, fantastic, but you just don't want to run into that burnout and be kind of like the lone wolf type dude.
Amen.
It's always fun. We got Heath and Joe Bett. We got a few people on our team that are very competitive. So we have a lot of in-house fun competition. Yeah, I kicked your ass this month. Come on, time to step it up. Let's go.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I mean, you just got to get out there. If you don't have anything going on in real estate, this is very important.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they just kind of fall on their face, feel sorry for themselves, get depressed. And the next thing you know, they're back to their assistant to the assistant manager at Circle K job that they were at for years.
Yeah.
No offense to Circle K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway, you got so many people that got their license that have no business doing business.
Yeah.
But here's what you need to do. And this is why you want to surround yourself around people that do some good business out there. Is if you have nothing going on in real estate right now, talk to one of your good agent friends that has a listing, let's say. Go out there to that listing that is not yours, but do some video. And this is where I became rather successful. Last year, made up close to $140,000 just off of doing videos. The videos you see on Facebook and Instagram,
all the time.
How much do those cost me to record myself? Does it cost me anything?
A minute.
No, yeah, exactly.
A minute of your time.
Exactly. So I do these videos, I get them out there, and I stay consistent. You have to stay consistent with your marketing efforts. But what you do is you go out there and you film this house and you say, hey, everyone, previewing one of our listings right now. Well, when you post that, most people are going to think that it's your own listing.
Yes.
Okay? The busier you look, the more people want to do business with you. So for me, on my listings, God, I don't even know if I should say this now. But I do a video. I do a coming soon video, a just listed video, a just sold video, and a just closed video. So I do 4 videos for every listing that I have. Now, can people remember, like my high school classmates and stuff in California, can they remember that all 4 of those videos are for one home? No. But everyone thinks, and I am busy, but people think that I'm busier than I actually am.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, it's perception. 100%.
Everything's perception.
100%.
But also put the work in, go above and beyond for your clients in real estate. If things need touching up. Oh, here's another thing. Before you allow showings at any of your listings, make sure either you go there and turn on all the lights and make it as bright as possible, or have your homeowner, if it's occupied, make sure they fire up all the lights before they leave. I go to listings all the time. So I'll show my clients $1 million listings. I walk in, it's dark as a cave.
Oh my God.
No, if you're selling $1.5 million home, that place better be lit up like Vegas at night, because that's where it looks good. And that's what sells homes.
Oh, yeah.
Go above and beyond.
Yeah. You were already sold when you walked in our home. We think I was trying to do here.
All day long. I was sold when I pulled up.
He's like, what the hell? But, perception. I always say perception's at the forefront of your success. And it's interesting because we just got done with a podcast guy up in Canada. and he's leveraging the YouTube world. And so got it on YouTube, said I was going all in 2023. Now we're at the end of 2023. Went from like maybe like 100 subscribers to like now I think like 1,300 subscribers. And his videos, some are getting thousands, some are just getting hundreds of views. But he's going out and he was like shopping. He was at like a watch store or whatever. And the guy comes up to him and he was like the store manager. He's like, man, gives him the fist bump. Dude, your videos, bro, keep it up.
Yeah.
And and then he gets another. He said he gets anywhere from 2 to 3 deals per week. From YouTube passive prospecting. And he said when they call him, it's all like they're like, I can't believe I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Like it's this like perception of this like fan celebrity relationship going on here.
Right.
And that's what you keep doing in your videos. It's like that omnipresence. Mr. Grant Cardone talks about omnipresence. Get out there, be everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's so true. It's so easy. I feel like in the day and age with social media and stories and reels and all the things that you could do, you can give that perception that you're busier than you are.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, we tune in and see what each other is doing easily. Like I saw you're on a plane, you've been traveling. That girl with her black hair was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But it's shit like that. You remember.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's funny because, guys like us, so you've been doing this for a long time, very successful at it. So from my perspective, before even meeting you face to face, it's like, damn, I want to meet this dude, man. It's like a celebrity, right?
Yeah.
And then you said the same damn thing about me.
you.
Like, dude, great to meet you. But we are just regular dudes.
Oh yeah, just regular. I promise.
Seriously, just regular guys that I don't think of myself as. And walking around town, you'll see stuff all over the place that I do. Whether it's sponsors at schools with big banners or at grocery stores with the kiosks and things like that. And people are like, Jason. And I recognize you from the hat and the shirt because this is what I wear every day.
Branding.
It's just branding, right?
Yes.
And consistency.
Yes.
I'm telling you, man, that's the golden nugget is consistency. And that's anything in life.
Yeah.
Being consistent and doing the right thing consistently.
It's interesting you just said that because they say on the psychology forefront, it takes 30, 60 to 90 days to form a habit. Okay. So if you reverse that, and you wearing the hat and having the shirt, and for 30, 60, 90 days, you put that out there, people are forming a new habit, which is becoming a new behavior, looking at Jason being like, this is the guy.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, it's he was looking at it.
Dude, there's so many freaking ways to look at it, and that's kind of how I felt about, you just had the Clever Investor on, right? Yeah. So back in California, I mean, the guy is blasting everywhere with his freaking ads. And then, he had, back at the freaking Chase with the check and yada, yada, like you remember that shit, right?
You do.
And then the glasses, and then you watch his shit and it's like, where's his glasses? It's not the same guy anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this guy? And then you get closer and closer and closer, and then you meet him, and you're like you said just a couple minutes ago, we're all just people. And I feel like sometimes people think that someone so far out of reach, but they're not so far out of reach. I think that anyone who's listening and viewing right now, if you were to reach out to either one of us, I think we both would be like open arms. How can I help? Within reason, right? As long as you're passionate and you're serious about it, because there are some people out there that want to waste people's time, and who knows what their motives are or whatever. But if you're a genuine person looking to get help and you want to grow, I love helping.
Education is everything, isn't it?
Everything.
And that's the funny part is when I'm on the radio, I get calls from radio show listeners. They call and I answer the phone. And you see my videos, I end it with, and yes, I do answer my phone because that's my thing is answering the fucking phone.
Let's go.
If you don't answer the phone, you ain't making no money.
No.
But it's amazing when you have the radio show listeners that call me direct.
Yeah.
And they're like, I did not expect you to answer the phone.
I'm
just a regular dude. All I'm doing on the radio is just trying to give you guys some golden nuggets, some education.
Yeah.
We're not trying to sell you on the radio at all.
Yeah.
We're trying to educate you. Then you make your decision on who you want to do business with. And why not with a guy that's been doing real estate 30 years? Why not?
Touche. Because at the end of the day, and you're going to attract the people like your vibe creates your tribe. You're going to attract those people that are going to be somewhat like you, right? Obviously, we were attracted to each other because of the way that our mindset, our work ethic, the whole nine. And I look up to you too, because at the end of the day, I want to have your energy, your drive, and what you're doing when I'm where you are at. I want to have the same. I want to feel.
Bro, you already got that, dude.
You're too kind.
Come on now.
You're too kind.
Yeah, we're very similar in energy. There's no doubt.
Oh my God, 100%. So after this, we're going to be doing some car stuff. But you're going to have to follow us on our social media to see what happens with that. Because I told him straight up, bro, bring your car over. We're going to have some fun. And I already prepped my wife. And I'm not going to say anything here on the show. So you'll have to find out later on. Search us up, check us out. But no, I feel like there's so many people out there that are just kind of like, They're just trying to figure it out. They're kind of just going through the days. They're just whatever. And it was funny. And I'm going to bring this up. My wife's probably going to hear it. And she's like, "Keep talking about it." But my sister-in-law came over the weekend. Okay. And so she's just like, "I don't know, Norm, you're just too much."
Yeah.
She's like, you're just, like, I don't know. She's like, yeah. She's like, I don't know. You're just too much. So I just kind of like, I don't really like it. But she's like, because I like.
Did she really say that? She didn't say that.
In a sense, yes. She's very fucking blunt. Okay, she's very blunt. So I was doing laundry, so I'm getting the laundry out, and her ex didn't do laundry or whatever else, and I'm do laundry, whatever, I help out, everything else, be a man's man. And so she liked that shit. So she's like, yeah, Norm, your content's just too much for me, but if you're going to post something about doing laundry, I like that shit all day. Be a little bit more relatable because I don't know. I guess sometimes I put shit out there that's like a little too much high in the sky, like kind of, I don't know, rainbow sunshine, whatever. But, I like being too much. At the end of the day, you're not going to fucking forget about me.
That's true. And you know what? The good part about being a little too much, you can always dial it back.
Correct.
But being very little, that's just part of you. If you just don't have the energy,
yes,
it's hard to dial that up.
Yes.
But it's always easy to dial it back if you need to. I
don't know about you, but I like every second of the day. I'm like maximize. Or if I'm like, all right, I got to the point at 15 minutes. All right, I'm gonna go get all this shit done, and I'm like, all right, got it done. And you just like, I like just laying my head at the end of the day on the pillow and just being out. My wife, she gets mad at me because she's trying to have a conversation, and she's like, I get upset. I'm like yelling. She's like, why are you yelling at me for? You just been asleep for like 2 seconds. I'm like, I've been asleep for 5 hours. Like, she's like, what? No, you haven't. You just fell asleep. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I like to just drain all that energy because, give it all up and give it all back.
There's something in life about accomplishing things.
Yes.
I love to accomplish things. So at the beginning of the day, if there's things that I need to accomplish, it's like, okay, I got to get these things done.
Yeah.
But by the end of the day, it's like, I'm going to say it again, I feel accomplished.
Yes.
It's like, okay, I got those things that I wanted to get done, checked off. I'm not procrastinating anything. So many freaking procrastinators out there, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if you got shit to do, get it done.
Just get it done.
Get it done.
At the end of the day, you guys and gals who's listening and viewing are sleep so much better if you just get it done. And the last thing you want to do is wake up the next day and have that same fucking thing in the back of your mind, like, oh, it's been 2 days. I still haven't done it. My father-in-law last night comes over and he took the girls out because they just left on Monday. Mm-hmm. It was a girls' weekend with my sister-in-law, her friend, and he went out and went shooting guns. And he's just like, well, last night we had dinner, whatever. It's his dad, John, my wife's dad, and he's like, oh, I still got to clean those fucking guns. 2 days later, I was just like, just get it done already.
Exactly.
You can do it. You can do it.
Oh man.
So, but no, this has been freaking amazing. So I want to get some brack tax stuff. So for viewers, listeners, people that are out there, should they get their real estate license? Should they get in this business? I mean, there's so much things shifting from the big lawsuit with the National Association of Realtors, with buyer commission going away, with all the stuff that's happening. I mean, if you don't know, 90% of the business is done by the top 10% of real estate professionals. Mm-hmm. So even if you do get in the business, if you're not that top 10% or you're not thriving to be in that top percent, you do 1 or 2 deals. And if you work on the buyer side, eventually those commissions are going away.
Right.
So what's your thoughts as far as like, people out there listening, should they get their license? If they do get their license, hey, this is what worked for me.
Okay, well, here's what I tell people. They're like, Jason, I want to get in real estate. What do you suggest?
There you go. Okay.
And the first thing that I say is, if you're going to get into real estate, number one, you better have at least a year's worth of money set aside to be able to live on. Don't expect to get paid right away.
There you go.
So
I love that.
At least a year in reserves for living expenses. Number two is you have to work this real estate game like it's a full-time job. If you work it 40 hours a week at least, you should be wildly successful. The truth of the matter is that when people first get into real estate, they don't work even close to that. I mean, they'd be lucky to put in 5 good hours a week into real estate. And I've seen it. I've seen it over and over again. I've seen people that have been failing and they say, Jason, I want to sit down with you. Do you have a half hour? I'll buy you coffee or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll drink coffee, but yeah, I'll give you a half hour. So then I sit down with them.
Drink tea.
Yeah, drink tea, which by the way, this shit's good.
Dude, shout out Red Zenchico.
Dude, I'm telling you.
She's going to be happy. Yeah,
repeat that again because this tea, it's deserved.
RedZentea.com.
Okay, very good. And which one is this one?
That's the green matcha, vanilla.
That's good, man.
Vanilla green matcha. You just put like 2 scoops and there's this frother.
Yeah.
Start in the morning, right before you to the gym, get a little pre-workout, you're good to go.
Damn, that's good.
Fuck yeah.
So anyway,
Squirrel.
A year's worth of reserves money-wise, work it like a full-time job, and then surround yourself around a mentor.
Let's go.
But you have to, in real estate, to be successful, you have to have a passion for it. If you don't have a passion for it, and it feels like it's a job, and that for you to make calls or to, I mean, shit, man, I've got so many deals from just going to restaurants, from my kids' sports.
Yes.
Because it's all about marketing yourself, talking to people.
Yes.
Making friends. If you know how to make friends and you're an excited type person.
Yeah.
Like, if you're boring as hell and people don't want to talk to you,
yeah,
get out of the business.
Yeah.
If you're excitable and you just have some fun and you look like you're really trying to just have a great time with this business, you're gonna be successful.
I love
that.
I
don't know. It's nothing that to get into real estate. It's not. You don't have to think too much into it. You just these 4 or 5 points that I'm talking about, and you should do okay.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that. I think that we're live, by the way. We're just because we're getting close to the end. I just want to go crazy with it and just go live. So we're live with Jason, everyone on IG, Real Estate First Technology IG, just to put the pressure on to the next level. But I like that. It's so true. When you're passionate about something, you just like ooze passion. You're just doing you, just like you talk about. You like whatever you like, shooting or hunting or cars or golfing, and then it just comes up that you're in real estate. Then that might talk about the market, the rates of this, of that, and then so much more comes out of it. And I feel like if someone is passionate and you get your real estate license and you're going to go all in, at the end of the day, if you're passionate enough and you go all in, you're going to make it work. It doesn't matter if you go knock on doors or you're going to a sport game or you're going to a networking event or whatever it is that you have to do, call for sale by owners, whatever. I mean, expired listings, you're going to make it work no matter what.
Yep. And if you're not in the business and you have your daytime job, let's say you're a bartender, you work at Intel, whatever it may be, there's always those extra 2-3 days of the week that maybe you're off.
Yeah.
So if you want to kind of just dip your toe in the water into real estate, make the most of those days that you're off. Go sit open houses.
Yep.
Do the things that others don't want to do.
Yes.
Do the things others don't want to do.
I love that.
And you will be successful.
Just like Jason said earlier, at the end of the day, you could do a listing video. It doesn't mean it's your listing. And if you hold an open house, then you could use it to your benefit. And I love how you said at least have 6 to 12 months worth of savings so you don't have commission breath and find yourself sitting here with just wanting to just commission breath and trying to just get this next commission because you have to pay your bills. Because people will feel that.
I was just going to say that.
Right? They're going to feel that shit when you're like, oh my God, I need money. Outside of just being you, being true, authentic, just vibing out, chilling out, talking about what you do. Next, customer comes up and then you have a new opportunity.
Yeah. When you have commission breath, like what you're talking about, you start getting desperate. All of a sudden you go from looking at the real estate agent to a used car sales guy. It's like, dude, I gotta make the deal. I gotta make the deal. And people don't like that. And then when I'm talking about passion, that's another thing is when you have a passion for something, I don't care what it is, for the other person sitting across the desk that want those services, whatever you're selling, whether it's real estate, guns, whatever it is. But if you have a passion for it, people want to do business with people that have a passion for it because it leads through.
Yeah.
People can feel it.
Yes.
It permeates your skin and your clothing, and people know.
I just want to pay you because I love your energy. I love what you're doing. So what can I do here? Yeah. How does this work?
Together. Let's have fun.
Let's just fucking work together. So we're coming to the end of the show now because we're gonna go out, have some fun, and do some things with the cars. Want to see your car too. So viewers and listeners, they're listening in. I mean, come on, y'all. Go back, re-listen. Hope you took some notes. This is an action-packed freaking episode. All the links are going to be down below so they can follow, connect with you, of course, online. But what's a plan of action? Something right now they could just take and get to work, apply to their business. Maybe they're already in the business. They're struggling a little bit, but they just need a little extra, words of wisdom from the man, the myth, the legend that you want to leave with them as we close out the show.
Video, everyone, video. When in doubt, start taking video. I can talk till I'm blue in the face about it. So many people, they don't want to do video. And this could be, Norm, this could be for any kind of business. I don't care if you're an electrician, plumber. When you start doing videos, maybe even DIY videos, where you're educating people how to do it. You know damn well they're not going to do it themselves. They're going to call you. But to be able to educate people, and this is a big thing in real estate, but I hear a lot of people, I said, guys, video is free. Why aren't you doing something that is free that can help you? Oh, well, shit, I don't like the way that I look. I don't like the way that my voice sounds. Well, guess what? When you're sitting across the table at a listing appointment, they're hearing your voice and they're looking at you. So why not do video? And here's another thing when it comes to video. Again, guys, it's free, guys and gals.
Guys and gals. It's all good.
It's free. So do video. And here's the thing. The more organic you are, the better the video, because people can relate. When you'll see a ton of videos out there where people are trying to do videos of houses and then they go home and they spend hours on producing it, doing all the little things here and there.
Yes.
That's cool. It's cool, eye candy. But at the end of the day, you want people to focus on you. Be as organic as you can. Don't retake the video if you flub up on it. Just keep going. Have fun with it.
Yes.
Because the more relatable that you are, the more successful you'll be all day.
Boom. Absolutely love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. A good book to tie into what you said is 7 Triggers to Yes. In the book, it states if you do something for someone else, they're more inclined to do something in return for you.
Yep.
Also, what you're talking about, there's a guy out there, they actually work with us on the lift-off agent side called passive prospecting. So that where you build the know, like, and trust, you passively prospect, you educate, ties them to 7 Triggers to Yes, and then you literally have raving fans that when they reach out to you, they're ready to do whatever it is.
That makes 100% sense. That makes 100% sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So, man, Jason, this has been amazing. I appreciate you being on the episode of Real Estate First Technology. This has been freaking fire.
Thanks for having me on, man. This is good talk.
Dude, likewise.
I love it.
If you think it's good talk as well, also you who is with us live right now, Real Estate First Technology on our IG page, what's going down? Subscribe, notification bell. Comment below. We want your feedback. New episodes every Friday at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time on our podcast, and then on anywhere you can find streaming podcasts. Jason, thanks again. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me in.
Of course, dude. Likewise, man.
Let's go drive some cars.
Let's go drive some cars. And it's our intention for you to take things from an episode of How to Business and More Massive Success. And we will see you all on the next one.